There has been a lot of talk lately about climate change. But here in the Wicklow Mountains, there is a huge red flag that should be alerting us to a pending problem. Bogland is extremely important in terms of our ecology. They are an important carbon sink that traps atmospheric CO2 underground. As they deplete, the CO2 escapes back into the atmosphere, accelerating climate change and destroying fragile ecosystems. Meet Hugh McLinden, a conservation ranger here at the Wicklow Mountains National Park and Wildlife Services.
In the Wicklow Mountains, there are areas that are very badly devegetated. So literally is just open expanses of blanket bog with no vegetation whatsoever, which looks like a lunar landscape. And that is definitely not what a healthy habitat should look like. What's literally going to happen is just a one-way reversal, or a one-way slippy slope, literally, where you will end up going from beautiful deep peat boglands with a rich biodiversity living on and in them to an open expanse of scree and rock and, you know, an area utterly devoid of life. And we can stop that, you know, we really can. It takes a lot of money and effort and energy, but it's within our capability. You know, it's been done in other areas, classically over in the Peak District, over in the UK, over in Scotland. A lot of work and a lot of energy has gone into peatland restoration, and they've achieved some wonderful results. And the one on Barnacullion, it's a huge project, but the little bit we've seen, it'll be a start, a little pilot project, which will make a difference. In time, this is what's called a leaky dam. So the water is leaking through. It hasn't got to the overflow point yet. In time, it'll seal itself up, so all the vegetation will start to grow and it'll actually back itself up, and the water will be at this height here, and it'll flow through and down. Ideally, what you have is where the level of the water here will kind of give you an indication of where you're going to put your next leaky dam. And in this case, this water has backfilled all the way back over to there. So that area was actually dry, relatively dry for a bog when we put the dam in. So now it is actually filled up a few inches, and that's enough just to fill that area up. And in time, it'll be quite a big bog pool. And this is the bog building plant. This is, you know, sphagnum. So it holds vast amounts of moisture. I can keep squeezing this for 10 minutes. I'll still get more out of it, you know. We'll fill up with sphagnum moss. It's already here, so it'll spread very easily across. And in time, the sphagnum will start to colonize like this, and it will fill in, and eventually it'll be like the area here below me, where this has basically re-wetted and revegetated itself, which in Wicklow is quite impressive. And then this whole area below will be one of these ponds here as well. So it'll be just pond all the way down the hill, and there'll be no fast flowing water except a little trickle coming over the dam. It used to be a case where we'd say, oh, we should protect the climate for our grandchildren, and then it was our children. Now it's us, really. We've seen a summer where it's been incredibly warm, and it hasn't stopped. It's nearly November, and it's 12 degrees now. It was 15, 16 degrees yesterday. I haven't seen a frost yet. So that's fine in Ireland, maybe, you know, to a point. But the plants and animals are well confused, purely from a biodiversity point of view. Who wants to go for a walk on an open expanse of lunar landscape hillside? People do love to get out and enjoy the peace and quiet, but it's not meant to be that quiet. You know, there's meant to be some creatures out there, whether it's the dragonflies that we were talking about earlier, or the frogs, or all the different hunting birds and all the small birds as well, and all the other creatures that you expect, the foxes, and you know, there's a wide range of animals that are you just don't see up there now. I'm delighted to get people out so we can learn, and people can pass on the skills, and people who are interested in getting into the area. But we haven't actually got an industry of a restoration industry in Ireland yet. Like I say, again, if you cross over the Irish Sea, there are people who are, their full-time job is habitat restoration. Isn't that a wonderful idea, that you could go to school and come out and spend your career restoring habitats, you know, being that guy or girl. This is wonderful. And that space is there in Ireland. So people who are interested in that, I'm delighted to bring them out, and we can try out these things and we can learn. And people can say, this is for me. This is the kind of thing I want to do. I want to, you know, make a difference. And that's how you could do it, definitely.
If you would like to get involved with Hugh's project or would like to know more about habitat restoration, you can contact him here at this email address on screen.